Versace, Medusa head on me like I'm Illuminati. I know that you like it. Versace, my neck and my wrist is so sloppy. Versace, I love it. Versace, the top of my Audi. My plug John Gotti, he give me the.
Hi guys, I'm the commissioner. As you guys obviously know that, and last night we had our draft. We're here to do a little recap. Introduce my first guest, non-playoff team, Mike Fontanella. And I'll choose my next guest, another non-playoff team, Michael Porcelli. So I got a lot of non-playoff teams surrounding me right now. What we're going to do today is each of us is going to talk about a team. We're going to say what we like about them, what we don't like about them, an X factor, and then we're going to say where we think they'll finish, and then we'll argue a little bit, and let's roll with it.
Have some laughs, and let's... I am not a big fan of Russell Wilson, just because I think Hassett drafted him a little too early. Le'Veon Bell, there's too many guys in Pittsburgh that could get carries that I just don't think Le'Veon Bell can be your running back 2 behind Forte. I don't think that's... You got to make some changes there. AJ Green's going to be great, but other than AJ Green, I think Derp is going to have a constant problem at wide receiver 2. Because he's got Rice and Jackson, but I don't think either of those guys are capable of that position. I think one of those guys would be a good flex, but you can't have one of those guys in your wideout 2 His X factor is going to be Matt Forte. Matt Forte plays 16 games. He's going to be a solid player for Hassett. And if it's all about Forte and his health for me.
Alright, first thing first, I love EJ Manuel. I think he could be the next Cam or RG3. I really do. I think he's going to have a really good year. Other than that, I'm on love with the bench. I think Ruben Randall could break out. I think Kai Forbath is going to be huge for you. I'm just kidding. What's with you with these Rams, though? You have, like, former back. You have, like, 2 Rams, and then you had Steven Jackson, who's pretty much a Ram at heart.
Rams.
I mean, the Rams haven't won more than 8 games since
I like what Fisher's doing over there.
Alright, good for you. Brady's Brady, we all know that. Bad thing about this team, Chris Givens, I don't like. Hakeem Nicks, not in love with. I think Nicks could be huge, but I don't think he will. Just because...
Is that your X factor?
Cruz, yes, that's my X factor. Hakeem Nicks is my X factor. Your tight ends are going to help you out because I think you're going to make a lot of trade bait. I mean, why talk about Fonte's team when 95% of it will be gone? Honestly.
I strongly disagree, but you have your opinion?
I think EJ will not be there.
Year in, year out, I like to keep my players on their toes, and I do not like to say anybody's untradeable. So you guys know my number.
I want to tell you one thing. You see that roster over there? Not a single player knows you exist.
Alright, let's move.
Eli Manning is Eli Manning. He's a great quarterback. If Jamal's foot strain is what the doctors say, just something to forget about, top 5 back. If Ryan Matthews can prove the critics wrong, possible top 5 back there.
But we've been saying that for
Matthews
2 years in a row.
I agree with 100%.
He was good 2 years ago.
He was good there.
That's why I said 2 years in a row.
And this could be the year that fantasy owners have been waiting for. The rebirth of Larry Fitzgerald. Now that he has Carson Palmer, that could be huge.
He's got all the talent in the world.
Colston can stay healthy and consistent. Great pick. Grolson, I always say there's no such thing as a consistent tight end. Greg Olsen will be Greg Olsen. Amendola could be a huge X factor. I'm going to give him 2 X factors, Matthews and Amendola, because those are both huge.
Yeah.
If they can both stay healthy, they're unbelievable.
Ryan Matthews, if Ryan Matthews all of a sudden decides to be good again, then Mike's team has a good chance to be in the playoffs.
Alright, move on. Playoff team for the 5th straight year.
No, I did not say playoff team. I said if. Big if. Alright, Drew Brees, I like. Pencil him in for 5,000 yards. CJ Spiller's got a full workload this year. I like him as well. I don't like Ivory as a running back, too. I just think he is not as... He may be a good flex player. So him, I don't think he should be starting Ivory and Bradshaw every week. One of them should be starting, and the running back too. Bold prediction right now. Bo is going to be a top 5 wideout this year. He has a quarterback again. He's going to be a stud this year.
They said he would lead.
He's my X factor, pretty much.
I don't remember who said it, but there was something I read somewhere that said, quoted, that Dwayne Bowe will lead the league in catches.
Mike, anything to say about these guys?
You know I don't like the franchise.
All right, enough said. Next team.
All right.
About this team is I don't see a hole when I look at it quick. When you analyze more, I start to find my holes. Bolden and James Jones, one of them will fail. But because of Ronnie Hillman, I think he starts. I think he will get Zach's hopes up because he will start, but I think its carries are too even. So I don't think Hillman will be relevant. I don't like his bench that much.
Let me speak.
No, you'll finish when you'll go when I go. I don't love Myers too much. I don't love David Wilson too much. I love Dez. I love Trent. I love Cam.
Done?
Core of his team's good. It's not a playoff team, but we'll see.
I actually like real young guns Giants this year. I like Wilson, and I do like Brandon Myers. I think Brandon Myers is going to be good just because
I think Wilson will be good.
I just don't
Will-
like the
if
Giants.
Wilson can stay out of Tom Coughlin's doghouse, it'll be fine.
Think about Wilson.
He's got a vulture,
Coughlin's just fucking dumb Jew, and
I-
if Wilson fumbles once, he'll just be like, not get the ball
Yeah,
anymore.
like I've been saying all off season, I don't think David Wilson has it. I don't think he has it.
Not a playoff team. Next team.
Next up. Gotta say, there's only one hole I see in this team, and that's his second running back.
That's a
slot.
big hole, though.
Jonathan Franklin, very big hole.
I like it, the small
and
hole.
if Darren McFadden
biggest
can
hole in the
pan
league.
out,
Easily.
might be. Darren McFadden was the elephant in the room during the draft. He was there. No one wanted to jump the
Who?
gun on him. Darren McFadden was the elephant in the room for the draft. No one wanted to bet on him. Aiello
Can you
took
blame
it.
him?
You can't blame him. He's very questioning. A lot of questions surrounding him. Kaepernick's Kaepernick. Calvin's fucking Calvin.
I feel like no one
Now-
likes McFadden
Or
and
Matthews.
Yeah.
They're always in the same
Yeah.
category just because they're
feel like
they're
they could
never
be
as
good
good as
this
everybody
I'm
said
gonna
they would
say
be.
his X factor might be Miles Austin because he's fallen off the face of the earth and is still a hell of a receiver. Romo's great. Miles Austin's gonna do just fine, I think. And he's got some trade bait in Gonzo.
Yeah.
Maybe wants to trade Gonzalez, start Owen Daniels.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of things to do.
Aiello, trade one of your tight ends for a running back, respectable running back.
Second, he gets even an average running back. That's a great team.
He is a playoff team this year. Absolutely. I think Big Ben is about to start a decline, but not a big decline. I think he'll still be a decent quarterback in fantasy formats. Jaquiz, well, now he's got Bush, which I think Bush, if Bush stays healthy, there's a lot of
Bush
hype.
and Doug Martin. That might
Yeah.
be better than my running
But
backs.
Martin, his injury wasn't big, you said, so
think that
he's
is,
gonna be
yeah.
fine. I think
Close.
everybody's
I
talking
think it
about
might be
Bush
better.
as to be a stud. I think if Bush stays healthy, he's gonna be really good this
He's a
year.
stud.
VJax, I don't like VJax. To me, he's like a Mike Wallace. He's almost like a 3 and 100. He's too inconsistent, or like a 1 for 30 catch. Jermichael Finley, we've been waiting for him to break out for 5 years now. He's nobody. Antonio Brown,
Ooh, I like that combo. Wow. I just
Who?
noticed that. Antonio Brown and Big Ben.
yeah. Antonio Brown, there's always injury. He was injured a lot last year, but I do like him too. He's a good wideout. Next, we got. His X factor is if he can make a trade for a tight end, a decent tight end.
For me, it's the Bears, but
If
that's
he
my
can
segment.
trade
I
Garcon
like-
for a tight end, he'd be fine.
Next.
All right.
Mike Williams, Cook sucks, Wallace sucks, Andre's inconsistent. Wallace inconsistent. Not in love with Andre. I think he's gonna go downhill. I don't love Marshawn because he's not gonna get catches. Lacey, I don't even think will start. I think the fourth straight year, Dylan Jacobs is in for another rough year. I don't really think he has an X factor. I don't see much upside in that.
If there
team.
was a team, if there was something to take out of this, and if he was to make the playoffs, this would have to go right. Mike Wallace would have to be more consistent for him.
he's got big names.
Got a lot of big names, but we will see. And also that running back too is.
We'll talk about Tannehill's Carson Palmer.
No, we won't talk about Tannehill's.
We won't. Okay,
What
let's
we're
just
gonna say
say
about
one
them
thing about them.
Cohane.
We'll sum it up.
For a team that last year did not draft well, did not finish well, Cohen talked so much shit during the
I
draft.
hate their team name, and
We're
as
not
much
even-
as I
we're
love
not-
Chris Duggan's such a nice kid, but just because he's with Cohen, I just don't like their team.
We're not going to talk about team. We're just going to take a second to rip on Culhane, who has no right to rip on anyone considering he
Ardanio.
had 2 games, 1 last year.
Let me talk about one position. I'll take Reggie Wayne in the 3rd round. Bit of a reach,
Big
but I
reach.
want
Let's
him
hear
to
it.
get. Oh, not bit, it's a
Let's
bit of a
hear
reach.
it. Let's
Very
hear
low
what he
fourth-
Hold on. What did he
third
say to
round.
you? What did he say to you?
I take wanted a nice receiver. He goes, oh, who picked Reggie Wayne? Who picked Reggie Wayne? Porch picked Reggie Wayne. Have a Snickers, Porch.
See, it's just those wise
does
ass
that
comments that you can't even say that.
Smart fucking douche.
When you won 3 titles in a row, then you can say something like that. But sorry, you can't.
Don't have the respect to talk
You're
about
not
the team.
proven.
Let's move on.
All right.
A lot of questions.
I like Romo. I think he's gonna be good. To me, when I look at Porch's team, he's got 2 fucking rocks in his running back position. Agreed?
Yeah, he's good backs.
He's got nice backs, consistent. If Mojo can stay healthy, he's gonna be the best. He was one of the best rushing in the league like last year, not this past year, but Reggie Wayne, I think he drafted him too early, but
Yeah.
we'll see
He's
how good he
number
can
1
do.
receiver, and I think Sudfeld's gonna fucking be a star.
Sudfeld's your X factor.
Yes, he's gonna be a star.
Greg Jennings on a decline. Porch will make the playoffs this year.
I just don't see New
He's
England
got 2
Porch in the
rocks,
playoffs.
man.
I don't see Porch in the playoffs.
Porch will
man.
figure it out. This is Porch's year.
I'm telling you, you guys are gonna make a mistake and only pick 4 teams to make the playoffs. Watch
Alright,
throughout this whole video.
we've only picked like 2, and it's 14. I'm gonna talk about the white gombo. Before I start with the white gombo, everyone thinks Coster's a fantasy football guru, correct?
He's not.
All he does is listen to Matthew Berry.
Coster's nice kid, but he talks like he's the fucking
He
god
talks
of
like
fantasy.
he's on ESPN. The kid's gonna be going to fucking Nassau for 4 years. Good luck. I mean, Nassau's not a bad school.
You're a dick.
I'm not a dick because everyone thinks he's a fucking guru in 9 halves, and all he does is look up what Matthew Berry types and puts him on his lineup. Look at Matthew Berry's love-hate for this year.
He didn't even add a tweet at him yet.
Look
He
at
tweeted
Matthew
me.
Berry's love-hate from last year, and Coster had 50% of them on his team.
Yeah.
I like Coster's
Next to him, you
team,
got Reggie
though.
Wayne. I'm just gonna say.
I mean, I like Matthew Berry's team though. I think Berry makes the playoffs.
I think Matthew's primed for a push this year. I think Mr. TMR himself makes it. Absolutely.
Yeah, Matthew Berry will make the playoffs.
Congrats, Matt.
See you in the playoff,
And-
Berry. Coach. Valentin, just want to say one thing about Goodman's team. Ryan Broyles, Stafford's going to throw for 5,000 yards, and they're not going to all go to Calvin and Reggie Bush. That's
Okay.
my thing.
Now,
Broyles gonna
now
be
let me
great.
say something about the team. Everybody, I'll give Goodman credit. I think him stashing Gronk for until he's healthy is a good pick because Gronk last year was like a 1st or 2nd round pick. He was a high pick. So if he stashes him and comes back, the biggest thing for Goodman is if he can survive the Gronkless period, he'll be okay. If he can find a tight end to
I was
plug in.
actually just gonna say that if he can stay around 500 and just stay
Until
in a
Gronk comes
race
back.
before Gronk comes back, he makes the playoffs.
Yeah. Before we get to his team, I love Don Bove. I've been good friends with him. He's always got my back. I always got his back. But when you say that you're missing a very important thing for a baseball game, that doesn't happen. Anything to say
Still
about
owes me $27.
that? Yeah, and, like he's a no-show, and he was trying to be funny about it, about
Yeah.
not coming. Like you're pathetic.
Move the draft.
Yeah, we're not looking to move the draft for you, man. I'm sorry.
I mean, you're not that important. You're not even important. You're not say that important.
You're just a member.
You're just one of the lower members in the league,
We had to fill the spot, basically.
pretty much. I like Connor James Gordon over Don Bove, though.
Gordon comes in there very quiet, very poised,
Did his thing,
and
drafted
he always
quick,
knew who he wanted.
drafted
He
quick.
never took a while.
So can we not say this is Dom's team? This is Gordon's team.
Yo,
Gordon did a
see
good
Gordon.
job.
Great job, Gordon.
See you in the playoffs, Gordon.
And Gordon will make the playoffs this year because I think that even though RG3 is going to be restricted this year, I think RG3.
I just don't think they have a hole.
Yeah, they're just Pettigrew, but every tight end position besides mine is a hole. on this team,
injured.
if he has one bright spot on this team, it's pathetic. But I think Lance Moore is
I think he
very
has
good.
4 to 5 holes.
Yeah, he's a fucking Swiss cheese.
Last
right
place,
now. No,
close to it.
he's around the 12th team to place.
Is that every team, man? 7 playoff teams, man. That's gonna wrap up our video. You have to say one last thing before I go.
I'm looking forward to good luck to everybody. Looking forward to a great season, and best of luck to all.
Especially Matthew Berry.
Good luck, Matt.
Where'd Ports go?
I don't know.